Hey, Insiders. We've got a very special guest joining us here today who's recently just graduated from our flagship course, LMA, which is the Life Mastery Achievers. He's going to be coming on here today, sharing how the experience was for him um, and everything else in between. And I guess just to start us off this morning, would you mind just telling us your first name, where you're currently based, and what it is that you do for a living?
Yeah, so my name is Bendy Wen. I am actually based in Georgia, and currently I just have a new job working in a warehouse.
Nice, nice. And I guess the first question that I wanted to dive in here today and talk to you about was asking you what was the biggest problem or challenge that you were currently facing in your life prior to joining this LMA experience?
And actually, this LMA experience is kind of funny. Is it cool if I get a little personal for a second? Is it cool?
Sorry,
Is it cool if I get personal for a second? Is it cool?
100%. Yeah, you do you, man. Yeah.
So so I actually joined LMA a couple of years ago, actually. So I actually did some LMA seasons prior to this one, and the biggest challenge that I had before that was well, a couple of things. One, I was really looking for answers in my own life,
Mm,
actually, because up to that point, it was 2 years after I graduated high school, up to
mm,
that point,
mm,
and I pretty much was looking for answers in my own life, but also because I literally struggled with depression and suicidality issues and anxiety and everything. So pretty much before LMA, I pretty much was mentally destroyed and drained and dejected from other stuff I'm not going to mention here.
mm.
But pretty much every single day, I almost felt like I was ready to just end this life once and for all. Like literally every single day, like literally. I mean,
How long was that happening for you? How long was that period of time happening for?
years. Yeah.
Wow. And how was that impacting your life? Like going through that, being depressed, not happy. How is it having an impact on your life, the way you were feeling?
I mean, it impacted me in a sense that a lot of what I was going through, a lot of it was actually family trauma, actually. A lot of that stuff. So I don't know if you ever have trauma yourself, deal with family trauma and everything, but when I was thinking about all those things, it impacted me in such a way where it's almost as that I couldn't fight for myself. It's
Mm,
almost as if my voice was just never there.
mm,
It almost felt as if maybe this life is not worth living anymore. Maybe this life just isn't worth going for anymore. And I'm allowed to be personal for a second. I remember years ago, long story short, my dad actually, it was one random day, he, me, and my two brothers and my older brother's girlfriend at the time, he actually said, "Don't have a fourth child," and I'm the fourth child.
wow.
And at the time, I was so the emotion. I'm even surprised I even had self restraint when I heard that.
Wow.
Because again, I can think, okay, was I really a mistake? Was I really meant to be here?
Mhm,
Or was I just here out of an accident?
mhm.
So it kind of impacted me in a lot of ways, actually.
Wow. And then how did that shift, like from going through that depression, not feeling the way that you wanted to be feeling, not happy, no zest for life, and obviously that experience that you've just shared with me, which was very personal. I thank you for sharing that with me. What shifted then for you? How did LMA come onto your path? Like, what happened?
Dude, I think LMA came to me at a very interesting time because Tim actually had other programs that I joined prior to LMA.
Hmm.
So it was like a membership, then was a business course, and then to LMA. I guess what kind of shifted for me
Right.
was like, wow, okay, like it was actually Alice. Alice reached out to me, say, "Hey,
Wow.
Benny, what we have this LMA season, it was season 7 at the time, it was season 7 at the time,
Mm,
and I remember at first I think about, man, like this is a huge investment in myself. Should I even do this? Because I invested so many courses. Liam, I did. I invested in like courses about copywriting, and email copywriting,
right.
and coaching, and like all these courses about influencer stuff. And I mean, like, what made this any different?
Mm,
Well, this course called LMA, this is not just about being the best you can be possibly. This is like a way to turn your life around. This is
Mm,
a way to finally get yourself out of this hole that you're actually in, you
yeah.
know? And this is a way for you to actually maybe be around people that may understand your craziness. Maybe.
Well,
And it was actually on that night. I was around night, me and my friends at church, and I was thinking about this over and over again. Like, what could this mean for me? What
yeah.
could LMA mean for me if I really just did went right in?
Wow.
And you know what? Like, screw it, let's go for it.
Yeah.
And
And
then
did you have any hesitations towards joining the LMA program? Was there ever any skepticism or was there ever any fear or doubt that crept in? And if so, how did you put that to one side and step forward in faith?
it was funny because I think the only thing that I was thinking about was financials. That was the only thing.
Right.
I actually prior to this, I was watching Tim Han videos,
Yeah.
and even during those times, I always felt for some weird reason, I don't know what it was, but for
Yeah.
some reason, I felt Tim had the answers to my questions.
Wow.
And when I watched enough Tim videos for so long,
Mm.
and you kind of see, okay, this guy is not BSing me. He actually knows what he's talking about.
Mm.
And then I was already into his membership. I was already in his business course he had at the time. Sorry, my mom went away.
Nope. All good.
But essentially after seeing all that, I'm like, this dude literally sounds like he knows what he's talking about. This
Yeah.
dude is actually trustworthy. And unlike everyone else that I ever met in my personal life, everyone else that's on the virtual plane, he actually is very genuine.
Yeah.
So for me, it was more of like, outside of financials, what else is gonna hold me back?
Wow.
Outside of losing friends, which I'm okay burning bridges by the way, what else am I gonna what else is holding me back? You
Wow.
know?
And what would you say surprised you the most about the LMA program?
Wow, what surprised me was just how freeing it was for me. Because the thing about it was I was saying and doing stuff in the freaking communities that I would never have actually said outside of the community. And I think because it kind of reminded me of my days in theater,
Wow.
where when I was in high school theater, and I love it so much. But why did I love high school theater so much? Is because I felt I can actually say something and do something, just be free and just express myself in a way that I never thought I could.
Wow.
And LMA, funny enough, gave me that platform to where it kind of did felt like a theater like experience, where
Wow.
I can just come on here to a community where I can just be honest, be real, be everything that I wish I can be outside of LMA and
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
And I think what's even more surprising is that I found so many people. As I said before, Liam, I did season 7. I
Yeah.
was the season 8, 9, and 10. And I did this, which is the 121.
Wow.
And every single time I come back, it's like, yeah, the faces might have changed. Yes, the people might have changed. You're here. You were here when I was doing LMA seasons, but the energy never changed.
Mm.
The constant evolution
Mm.
of that spider never changes. The transformations never change.
Mm.
Every time when people come to these programs, and I talk to these heart influencers. I think I taught like 50 different heart influencers. I think
Wow.
last time I took. And is literally the constant theme is that they're a different person than they ever were when they came in. That is the constant theme. And for me, I can say that for myself too.
Wow. Beautiful. Thanks for sharing. And from going through so many seasons, you've been starting at season 7 and you've worked your way and we're here now after completing season 21. What would you say has been the biggest shift? If you think now for a moment, what's been the biggest shift or turnaround that's happened for you in your life so far?
For this season, or
Or just in general from LMA, let's say from LMA, the whole program itself, what if what way were you living prior to LMA that's shifted massively for you now?
I think for me, it's just understanding that it's actually one of the things that I learned about LMA, which is everything is neutral, so you make it mean something.
Mm,
And literally, it's actually, I think, I'm not gonna say what name week. I don't want to say what time it's thunder, but one of the weeks that I remember rewatching, giving up my mood, my addiction to my mood and my feelings. And it's a constant battle because I am an artist, right? And
mm,
as artists, we have to kind of feel things, so it's kind of hard to do that at first glance.
Yeah.
But another shift for me, I think I actually been a lot cooler in dealing with people per se.
Mm,
And I tell you what I mean. I think when I was younger, I literally had this intense, super intense hatred towards all humanity. I don't know what. I think it came from. It just came from the traumas of that I went through, the depression and the suicidality and everything. Um, but when I think back and understand that, okay, these people are just people. People are either going to hurt people or people are going to help people.
mm,
The reality is they can do them, I can do me, and focus on actually helping people that want my help. Because see, unlike everyone else in Success Insider and some of my best friends, I'm not gonna be humanitarian. I will help people if they actually need my help.
uh,
Because years prior, I will always help people out pleasing people.
yeah.
But now it's like for me, is like I'm gonna help people who actually need and want my help.
Mm,
Okay, that's actually what life and I think business is about in a way.
yeah.
If they want your help, they'll ask for it. But
Yeah.
if they don't need my unsolicited advice, if they don't need my presence,
Mm,
I don't need to feel needy anymore because my focus is so much more impactful now because of the fact that I went through the LMA season, because of the fact that I went through ours before LMA, because of the fact that I now understood where my North Star is and everything, like where I'm actually going in my life now.
nice.
And it's a lot more clear now in the sense that 3 years prior, I actually had shiny otter syndrome, like every young kid has at that point.
Wow.
But
Thanks for
now
sharing.
like, I know who I am. I know where I'm going. I have my answers that I need. I actually know where I'm going,
Wow.
and that's the greatest shift for me.
Wow.
Because Tim said this in the season: "Don't get paid for what you do. Be paid for who you are."
Hmm.
And that was just a shift. Like, whoa, okay,
Yeah.
that's a lot
Wow.
different from what I was learning for a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But oh, wow.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a big takeaway. Thank you so much for sharing. Really do appreciate it. And um, it's great to feel your energy and passion when you're speaking about this because I can feel it that like it genuinely is something that has shifted for you and to go from that place where you were of like not enjoying humanity or not enjoying people and being depressed and in that dark place to being on here right now and happily coming on here and giving us your time this morning has been it's beautiful to witness and watch. And I guess one final question that I would like to ask you, based on your experience and what it is that you've gone through so far, what advice would you give to people who are wanting to change their lives and join the LMA program, but they're hesitating and they're sitting on the fence and they're kind of like, should I not? What advice would you give to those people?
that's a loaded question because I joined LMA years ago and then kind of come back for this season. It is kind of a loaded question. I will say, really, what's the cost of you not even joining?
Mm,
If you think about it, Tim actually said under LMA, you either have the pain of discipline or the pain of regrets. And prior to LMA, I was living a life filled with regrets, literally. Like what? Yes, I actually don't remember how much Tim charges now. I actually don't remember because it's been so long. But for me, essentially, the real question, change your question, change your life, right, Leo? The real question becomes if you don't join, what happens? You still stay where you are.
mm,
You still are around people that might not be bad,
yeah,
but they just don't push you to that next level
yeah,
that I'm pretty sure Tim knows, Alice knows, Toma knows, your best friend Toma,
yeah,
you even know, um, can actually reach to that next potential, the next highest form of being.
yeah,
You know, what's the cause of you not joining? You stay in the dark, depressing state.
yeah.
What's the cause of you not joining? You essentially say, this life may not be worth living and everything.
Wow.
Um, that's the real question because if you say all those, like I just said, if you said all those things, you end up realizing that you're missing out on something that can actually transform your life. That what has done for me, what has done for other people that actually came on board LMA, what and doing any other Step Insider affiliated programs. Like you're essentially saying, this I cannot be who I set out to be. I'm just gonna stay here, so to speak.
Yeah.
But what happens if you do join? What happens if you actually do join? Right? What really happens? How do you join is you're surrounded by people who actually may not understand exactly what you're going through, but they understand you in a way to where, okay, you're being heard, you're being validated. You're surrounded by a team such as you, Liam, and I'll enroll in William and Marie and Mary. I'll enroll those names in there. You're surrounded by a world-class team of people who generally gives a flip about you.
Mm.
You're surrounded by, lessons that you're not just learning for yourself. Let's say now, thankfully for me, I'm not a family-oriented person. Let's say you are a family-oriented. Let's say you are a family-oriented person. You can pass down what you know through the LMA experience to
Mm-hmm.
the next generation of people, so
Mm-hmm.
that they don't have the same life you had.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, one of the lessons that I learned, not just LMA but everywhere, the deepest reason why people do anything in their life is that it makes them happy.
Mm-hmm.
That's an extremely selfish reason, DM. It is.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, you can live a happier life. You can live a life of joy and abundance and peace and beautiful state and just filled with purpose again and filled with passion again.
Mm-hmm.
And being told, hey, you're crazy and we still love you anyway. Because we're crazy too.
Wow.
So the reality is you can either not join and stay where you are,
Mm-hmm.
or you can actually join and transform your life.
Beautiful.
And judging by what you and I have went through, I think we both know what style of went wrong we have. I think you think that at least.